Good morning, and thank you for joining me on another day's adventure. Yesterday seems to really have been an exception to the bad weather of the past days. True to form, it is raining again. Since I'll be entering Estonia today, let's have a quick check at the travel card.
The currency is the euro, and in cases of emergency, dial 112. If you plan to use a drone, check the latest regulations at transportdiamet.ee. If you're driving, there is no road toll. There are a number of charging networks run by local and regional operators like Enfitvolt, Eleport, Electron Drive, Ignis On, etc. Large international operators like Ionity are also present. Finally, here are some places I recommend visiting. What would you like to see?
I left the campground at 9 a.m. and passed through Riga, the capital city of Latvia. Riga is a city I'm actually quite curious about, as I've always been fascinated by the Hansa period, during which Riga was an important fur, wax, salt, and wine trading port, and advanced quickly to become one of the richest cities in the region. Its old town is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. As per usual, it is next to impossible to film in European cities, but the view to the old city from the stone bridge, formerly known as October Bridge, was very nice. Like Gdansk, this will be a place I need to come back to, but by other means of transport, like coach, plane, or cruise ship. I arrived at the Ionity charging station northeast of Riga, where I only charged enough to get to the next one in Estonia. Price difference between the two countries is 12 cents per kilowatt hour. 42 in Latvia versus 30 in Estonia. 34.5 kilowatt hours charged, battery from 31 to 73%, and back on the wet road I am. Welcome to Estonia! The original plan, from when I was still in Austria. So this original plan saw me stop in the south of Estonia, as there are some really nice beaches. Yet, after the 3 beaches yesterday, I passed the first one and was still contemplating checking out the next when I rolled up to the charging station. As I added another 38.5 kilowatt hours to the battery to raise its level from 52 to 100%, my old acquaintance, the rain, caught up with me and washed the idea away, quite literally. So again, I conceded and departed. At least I wanted to go to Poetsi and check out the coast there, and hopefully find a campground to stay at. Well, how can I put it? Washed away also. Rain had over long stretches reached an intensity that had me question my already not so perfect eyesight. There was partially enough water on the road to float your boat, and mine too. And that was sketchy given the wide tires on my car. Hey, don't blame me. I wanted to buy it with 19-inch rims, but they would only sell it with 20s in Austria. Anyway, I got to Poetsi and the peninsula at Lau and was too scared to get out of the car. Rain had just stopped and my lovely, freshly washed vehicle was engulfed in a cloud of mosquitoes. I was not going to be their dinner tonight. So I hightailed it and kept driving west and north to find that elusive campground by the water. Long story short, I didn't find a suitable one and headed towards Tallinn. According to Google Maps, there was a neat campground on the way there, and were they right? The cutest, most gorgeous campground I have ever been to. Saare Paadiküla is located near Rumo, a bit more than 35 kilometers from Tallinn. What I did not know was what Rumo is apparently famous for. Its quarry. Not just any quarry. Scuba divers from all over the place flock here to dive into the quarry, which was used as a prison in Soviet days, and parts of that are still intact and accessible by taking the plunge. Well, I did not. While I have my advanced PADI and love the weightlessness when diving, I'm also always scared and get claustrophobic when I can't breathe through my nose. Yes, that makes it very difficult. Regardless of my peril, those scuba divers among you, this may be a location worth checking out. For me, this was the end of another long day of driving, and I'm still hoping I won't make a habit of it going forward. So, let's have a look at the map and the driving data. I started from Saulus Campings and drove 58 kilometers through Riga and to the Ionity Adazi charging station, where I charged 34.5 kilowatt hours at 42 cents each to get the battery from 31 to 73%. This was enough for the next leg of the journey, which was to the next Ionity charger at Hedemeste in Estonia. There I charged 38.5 kilowatt hours at 30 cents each, and the battery from 52 to 100%. In the pouring rain and with very limited visibility, my car drove me to Lao by the coast, where there were too many mosquitoes for me to count them, and after that I wiggled my way up the coast and eventually east to Saare Paadiküla near Rumu to spend the night at this most gorgeous campground. As always, the driving information can be found on my website www.TRAVELectric.net. Tomorrow I will head over to Helsinki, meet with a friend there, and then start making my way north. Thank you again for joining me on this journey, and I hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of you again when I hit the ferry. Well, not literally hit it. You have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.